Yeah, mateys. We're back in the nest. Case and Kelly basking in this victory. Man, lot to note, lot to acknowledge, but it just feels good, man. We're talking about the odds-on favorite to win it all. Let's just name it what it is. These are some of the top dogs, and we held our own. We took them down.
Took them down. Feels good. Feels great. And man, right before the game, where you said it, feel good about this one.
Yeah.
Yep. A couple of group chats asking like, "How you guys feeling?" It's like, I feel good about it. And one guy's like, "You think Drake can get, I don't know, 8 catches for a hundo and a TD?" And it's like, it's a lock.
Well, he kind of had to, right? No
Surpassed.
Mooney, no Ray. And that was the real deal, Drake London right there.
Dude, and he's smooth, man.
Want to go out and say, like, I have no problem with him going for that TD at the end of the half. Work out in our favor, but that's that dog in him.
That's right. Hell yeah, dude. No, I agree. We were putting the kids to bed then, and so I had to kind of run downstairs and catch it. And I saw a text that just said brutal, and I thought it was an injury. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I didn't see how the play unfolded. So you're saying he could have gone down, and what we could have called a timeout or something?
Yeah, and got a field goal. Could have got points right there.
Field goal's not guaranteed. This guy.
No, we'll come back. But Romo did seal the deal at the end. So hey, when it comes to kickers, I think it's all's well that ends well. That's what people remember. But if it didn't go well, then they're going to go back and remember that first quarter kick that you muffed. They're going to go back and count all the ones. But if you win, all is forgiven.
True. So you think we should have kicked a field goal when it was
4th and 3?
Yeah, 4th and 3, 21-7. I think maybe 2 minutes left, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. But, we couldn't have known how it was going to unfold rest of the game. You just assume that the Bills are just going to smash their foot on the gas and not let up. And they can score so quick. So I understand the thinking there. It's like we need points, as many as we can get,
I think there's times where we are a little overconfident, and it comes from a weird place. It almost seems like we're posturing, and it's like our offense we don't have that much confidence in our offense.
Dude, we've been doing this. Dan Quinn, same thing. And Arthur Smith, same thing.
I'm pro go for it. That just felt like a time. Take the points, get another possession. The biggest thing is make it harder on Josh Allen, pin him back to the end zone, hopefully, rather than put it on the 30 with more time. But essentially, there were a lot of mismanagement on Raheem's part towards the end of the first half, I believe.
Right. Yeah, because I was texting you like, wait, what? Because like I said, putting the kids to bed, and because that's an all hands on deck type thing in the Kelly house. So just got to pause the game and then catch up. Which the catch up move, by the way, is a good one because you get to fast forward through the commercial. So but anyway, I pause it, and I think it was like we punted or missed that 4th down. Either way, it was 47 seconds, something like that. And or no, they punted. So they punt, we have the ball, 47 seconds, and then I come back downstairs and okay, so I didn't pause it, but anyway, come back downstairs, 20 seconds, and they have the ball or something and we have it again, and it's already 3rd down. Like, what is going on here? So yeah, give me a rundown. Like, what happened there?
Well, essentially, we were driving, but they had to stop. I think there was some conservative play calling, but essentially we were 4th and 3, went for it. Gave it up right there. Josh Allen goes down. Looks like they're going to drive. Our defense makes a huge stop right there. I believe that's a fourth down stop. And then so we get the ball. But here's the thing: is that I think there was more. I think there was maybe like 50.
Okay, but yeah,
there was more. I think there was maybe like a minute 20 or something. But we get a completion to Drake London, and then there's no hurry. There's no sense of urgency whatsoever. It just felt like this is when you have a hurry up offense. I think that's what they refer to it as.
totally. Yeah, and dude,
No
the
hurry.
reason I ask is because like whether or not we got the exact details right here, but it felt like that's not where it should be. Any other coach, it seems like that I would be coming back downstairs, and I mean, after watching football for 35 or I mean, for 40 years, it seemed like, whoa, that's a little strange. And I know there were timeouts called and stuff, but yeah, man, the clock management stuff is head scratchy.
Yeah, and we could have called a timeout, but guess what? We went to the half with timeouts in the pocket.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he loves to do that. We have to zoom out a little bit. There's probably some nitpicking to be done, but I think we always, and I think that's our nature. But I do think that we got to give the roses where they're due. I think we got to start with the defense.
You got to sniff the roses.
You do got to sniff those roses. They're out there to be sniffed.
Always.
If you're not sniffing, that's on you.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, teams smell the roses, man.
Yeah, I think Raheem's good at that, though. If there's a win,
too much, dude.
He's gonna hype it up. Yeah.
Wait, let me do a Raheem gripe here, and I'll pull up the chat here. Got a bunch of Falcons fans on this one chat, and I'm like, I said, Raheem is that Browns coach that jumped in the river, Hughes something, same guy. Would make a good politician, doesn't motivate guys or coach in the moment. Probably great on Zoom calls. And then Pop says Hugh Jackson. And I say, like, right, you're never going to see an ounce of McVay or Kirby out of him. And, it's like weird to compare, but that's like what you were saying a couple eps ago. It's like, you just want to see something. And then someone joked, gives a great fiscal Q3 report, whatever that means. But yeah, man, it's like, the office, it probably is a great vibe there. It's probably a great place to work.
Yeah. But he's going to somehow like spin that the reduction in your vacation days is actually like a good thing. And he's like, won't really admit, like, yeah, our bad. Like, there's a couple of days knocked off. He's like, so what we're going to do with those days, just, but there's too much, like, there are moments where I'm like, am I being, a little bit of a curmudgeon here? But there's a lot of like smiling and joking in times where it's like, there's not a need. There's like, clowning around with the opposing team.
That was strange, man.
While
that
we're
was
on a drive, and it's like, maybe y'all are tight, but can we at least save it till halftime, let's say? Or
hey, dude, maybe he's on the spectrum. I'm not joking. Like, we don't know. I haven't seen his diagnoses, and I mean, it's not an excuse for bad behavior. And this isn't necessarily bad behavior, but like that is like to be cutting it up with a opposing team's player. And I know he used to coach him on the Rams, I believe. But yeah, that was strange. That was lack
of social cues.
Yeah. And timing, kind of just being, yeah.
But you know what? And I think this is a lesson for us all, is that he's positive. And sometimes that's what matters the most.
Especially after Arthur Smith, because that was
for sure.
But Dan Quinn, same cut from the same cloth as Raheem. You know?
Yeah. I cannot, but I will say that I do like Zach Robinson down on the field. It does seem like maybe, I don't know, there's more communication.
I mean, oh yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it making a huge difference? Who knows? But it makes, I'll say it makes Raheem like look more legit to have like somebody else who's doing something next to him.
True.
It's like, yeah, hey, what about you give it to Bijan? What do you think?
Or they're like, hey, let's keep Algier in here. And I love Algier, but sometimes it's like, let's get our boy in there.
Yeah, it felt like Bijan might have not ran out of gas, but he was getting worked. And not just like, hey, I'm going to sit in the backfield and run, underneath the center or whatever. He's going in motion and he's going out for passes. He's running 81 yards for a touchdown. Now, let's just stop and pause. Like this is one of those opportunities for gratitude. Bijan is one of those generational talents.
Yep, he's him.
He's him. And he's the whole package. We're going to talk about his playing, but he's always great in interviews. Always positive. Never throws anyone under the bus. Always knows that like kind of line to ride between like personable, but also not too much. Always kind of a team player. But also ready to lower a shoulder into someone much larger than him.
Oh yeah,
put a pop on him.
Oh yeah, man, dude. We've had a lot of takes in the limited time we've done this, but one of them was that this would be sort of his introduction to a lot more people, because it was our first island game, first primetime game in a while. I want to say we didn't have one last year, maybe one. Could be way off on that, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, either way.
Early on, I think we had some Sunday nights.
Oh yeah, okay. You're right with Kirk.
Bucks, yeah.
The Bucks game. That was an incredible game. That yeah.
We can't forget Kirktober. It was all we had last year. So
you're right. But anyway, we said that it would be an introduction and like a sort of coming out party, and it was, because several different text group chat messages I saw from people in different places being like, "Man, Bijan is elite," and it's not like they didn't know that, but it's really like just it's here,
Yeah, he deserves to be a superstar. Like, come on, give that man a fatty bouquet. Straight stack of roses. Come on.
Rose themed show here.
Yeah. Hey man. It must have been the roses.
Must have been.
Well, let's talk about this defense. Like, what do you see it was so great to see AJ Terrell back, had some big breakups. But what's exciting you about the defense right now?
Well, I'll just start, man. Just looking at the sheets here. Shout out D. Alford, man.
Shout out to D. Alford, man. Played a hell of a game. I hope he doesn't stay on the internet much, because there's some harsh words that I've said about his play.
That's the life of a cornerback, man. It is, dude. Unless you're just totally elite, which he's not. And I think having AJ back maybe lightened, put him in a better place to succeed, Yeah. Plus, man, the Bills receivers not the greatest.
No, there's no digs out there.
No. And I like Khalil Shakir. I like Josh Palmer, but he got injured, and then but they're not elite. And Keon Coleman's kind of a I don't want to say like one trick pony, but I think his game is kind of one dimensional. But yeah, man, the boys up front, dude. The boys up front, and also, shit. So yeah, the cornerbacks and
Hughes had a pretty good game. He got
he
burned on
did,
that
dude.
first play,
He,
but then kind of held it together for you know the rest of the go.
he
Um,
did, man. Yeah, the defensive backs in general were all over the place. Um, I see a bunch of passes deflected here. Uh, but yeah, man, the boys up front, because Jesse and Watts had good games and they were important, but nothing that just kind of sticks out to me. I saw them and they were where they should have been. But man, Zach Harrison with another solid game with a couple of big plays. Yeah,
I'm
that deflection that was huge.
so consistent.
I like
Zach
Zach.
Harrison, man, just like he's not making the splashy plays, but he's always a part of the big plays. And there were a lot of moments where it was a swarm as they hats to the ball. We've been taught that since day one. And sometimes you see people in the NFL, maybe they don't want to send their hat to the ball. But these
Right.
boys are they're sold, they're all in. They're invested into this defense, and that is fun to watch.
Heck yeah. Speaking of receivers being out, by the way, Ray Ray's hair was just 10 out of 10 badass.
Man.
Some pretty cool hair.
Yeah. I agree. There were some comfy looks over there on the sidelines.
True, and it does look comfy out there. You're right. And but by the way, another text I got a lot of tonight from non-Atlanta fans was about the unis, and we've been talking about this for decades, man. And we talked about it recently. I mean, the I don't know why they ever changed them. Those uniforms and then the iterations of them are some of the best in all of sports. I do believe that. And the
Yeah.
gold stripe on the helmet is so awesome, dude. The whole thing, and so yeah, man.
How would you feel about a gold stripe on the pants?
I'd be all for it. Yeah,
Little touch. Too
absolutely.
much?
No
Okay.
way.
Okay. I mean, you can't argue. Those are our sharpest looks. It's not even close. If anybody would like to, little shout out here.
And the all black was a look too, and the whites like that, dude. They used to have some just ridiculously sick uniforms.
Yeah, we could just like roll through some of our. I think you're talking about the All Blacks in the Dion era, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, those are dirty. All black helmet. Yeah, if we could combine that and maybe some modern icy whites.
Sure. Yeah.
There's some traditionalists that are not down with the icy whites, but shout out to Brent Hansen, not down with the white pants. Not a fan.
Oh, really?
Not a fan.
The britches. That's what the Georgia fans call them.
Silver britches.
Yeah. So Onyemata with a sack ha. Caden with a forced fumble. He was all over the place, looking good.
He played a great game.
Did you see one time when Josh started rolling out and it looked like he did run with it, and instead of like keeping his eyes on Josh Allen, Caden put his head down and like he did the angle, which watch it. So this past weekend I watched the St. Pius game on Friday because they played Marist.
Okay.
Then I watched the Bulldogs on Saturday, and then Falcons today, the trifecta, and the angles that the players take on defense is better. Because in high school you're like, oh no, like,
yeah, you can see it happening that
but
28 sweep, and you're like, that's angle's not gonna cut it.
But he knew exactly what he needed to do, and it was big, and yeah, he came in, man. They come in with just the to punch out the ball the way they do these days. It's like it's like violent almost, But yeah, Caden, man, great game. Then Jalen Walker was all over the place too, which was good to see.
Yeah,
and I think it's exactly what you were saying earlier, man. Like he is a project, but I believe in him, and I'm glad we got him because I think there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of potential there.
Sure.
And I think he fits with the new NFL, you know. So he looked great. He had that big play on that kick return, which the way kick returns work now is like crazy, man. You got stars out there. It's strange. But a row with the sack.
Rook.
Great play. And then I don't know if I said Onyemata, but yeah, man, you know, seeing those sacks, and then Pierce, you know, he doesn't show up big time on the stat sheet, but there were a couple plays where he kind of changed the play.
His pressure caused the rest of the line to compensate, opening up holes for other people.
Right. And his body is like so big and he's so athletic. Like there was one play that he took a really, really good angle with Josh Allen. So important, you know, he'll just tear you up running the ball. But yeah, it was key, man. And you know, man, I don't want to like poo too much on this one, but Bills had a rough night just across the board, penalties and injuries, and you know. But hey, man, I mean, because they're coming off a loss to a division foe last week, so that made me nervous going into this game, kind of like, ooh, you know. But God, he won, dude.
We definitely won, and we definitely won on that side of the ball. It was, I mean, to hold Josh Allen, reigning MVP, to 14 points, have several big fourth down stops. And I'll tell you what I think the key was, and something that we've been struggling with leading up to this game, is containment of the quarterback.
Sure.
Having that breakdown, you know, that's why people will have a spy on some of the big, you know, mobile quarterbacks. And
spy versus spy.
Spy versus spy.
Baby's a free throw.
Oh, deep cuts here in the nest. But I think that was definitely an adjustment. Like, and you said that Caden Ellis angle, like that's coached. You can tell that was coached. Like, hey, if we're going to get beat, let's get beat this way. Let's don't get beat making the mistakes and letting these quarterbacks break out of contain. Because it's a shame, because a lot of times it's because there's great coverage downfield.
True.
That the quarterback's in that. But if there's no one there, no linebackers hanging out, or at least nobody looking back at the quarterback, then it all goes to waste. But that was a key tonight, because Josh Allen can kill you with his legs.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a couple of moments where and Ebiketie had a great game. I don't know if it shows up in the stats. What he end up with? My boy AK, formerly AK-47, now AK-17. Not exactly the same.
One solo tackle, 2 assists, and that's all that shows up just on the basic you know, stat sheet. But I used to subscribe to like the small package for Pro Football Focus, but I just have one. I just do a player profiler. But anyway, yeah, I've never even looked at what they have for defensive players. Maybe I'll check it out. They've got to have all kinds of stuff on there.
It is wild, the data that they pull from these games these days. And
oh yeah, man.
Just want to shout out to Dirty Beast, Casey Kelly.
Hey,
I appreciate the statistics inserted and the backing, the empirical evidence that we have here today with us.
Hey, dude. Hey, man. Heck yeah, dude. You know, man, you gotta love the stats.
They tell a story. Numbers tell a story.
Stats.
Well, you know, I felt like Penix was able to. He was looking really sharp there for a second, and then I was like, ay. I would say there was maybe about 3 times where he, you know,
could have been picked.
Could have been pulled a Desmond.
Yeah, could have thrown a pick 6, at least one.
I would say more than that.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking pick six, like to the house. Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 pick sixes.
Yeah.
There was one kind of out, and he tried to throw. He doesn't. It doesn't seem like he has a lot of flexibility in his arm motions. Josh Allen will kind of zip something down, kind of, and Penix is like one of those old, like, kind of like toys that's like Hank. I mean, it's a gun. He's throwing lasers out there, but sometimes it's like loosen up a little bit, like
That's not him, man.
that's not him.
No.
He had like one run today, but like they're kind of calling him out. The announcers were like, yeah, they say that if he doesn't hit his first read, his percentage, and there were a couple of throws that inaccurate is the most accurate way to describe them. It's not even like they're bad throws. They're just like not where they're supposed to be, which of course that means they're bad, but like, they're not bad choices. They're just like, you tried to throw it here and then it.
Yeah. 'Cause sometimes it gets tipped, and it's like, okay, it was tipped, and the announcers, they'll immediately go like, well, something must have happened there. But then, one time he tried to hold it and then couldn't.
Yeah.
But that used to happen to Matty Ice all the time, if you think about it. But, yeah, man. I mean, it's like, I hate to do it, but he does remind me a lot of Tua, and it's like it's all about timing, and it's all he can put it where it needs to be, and scripted stuff can be like really nice. But then as soon as it gets off script, it can get interesting. I mean, maybe I just think Tua because he's left-handed, but it does something about him reminds me of Tua. But yeah, I mean, the development, man, can take years, and people forget that. But look at Sam Darnold and these guys out here. So like, I don't know if Sam Darnold can do what he's doing, then maybe Penix with some time under his belt, can he's going to improve. I certainly hope so. But through some amazing throws tonight, he's gonna have big plays. He's got a stronger arm than Tua, so
for sure.
But I agree, man. There's some there's like maybe not wobblers, but yeah, it'll just be like kind of confusing, like the physics behind it. It's like, what happened there? It looked weird. It felt weird. What happened? I don't know.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like he can almost kind of get in his mind, like, I'm going to this guy. This is what I see. And then a linebacker comes in and it's like, hey, buddy, you got to see that guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, do you mostly just stick to Falcons games as far as NFL goes? You ever just sit in Lions games? You watch Lions games, right?
Yeah, I watch it a decent bit these days. Have invested in the NFL ticket. Try to.
Oh, dude, hell yeah!
Oh
man, let me get that log in.
Well, that's debatable. It's all spread out, as it is. But yes,
all spread out. What does that mean?
I mean, it's we have like kind of a family system.
Oh, I got you. It's a smart. I won't tell nobody. All right, let's keep that one on the DL.
No doubt. Yeah, sometimes you got to call up your buddy or text him like, "Hey, got the Lions game on. You think you can bounce cousin Ricky off?"
You're like, I see that you're watching the Cardinals Jets game, and you're not a fan of either of those teams. So if
I'll throw it back your way for the Cowboys later.
Right. One quick gripe, just random gripe, not team specific here. What's going on with, because I listened to certain fantasy football podcasts, and one like little pro move I've learned over the years is to know who's a fan of what players and teams, even if they don't say it specifically, because it gives them bias in their takes. And so I like, okay, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. I know he's a big Ohio State guy. And so, yeah, of course he loves that guy. But anyway, what's the deal with people who just, and I always hated this, they could be from wherever, but they just decide I'm an Ohio State and Cowboys fan. Like, what the freak is that, dude?
Can't respect
Yeah,
that combo in any way.
but it was like back in the day, back in our time, it would be like, yeah, I'm a Miami Hurricanes
Michigan.
49ers, yeah, Michigan fan. You're like, okay. Well, and love is love. Love who you want to. But I don't know, man. And it's a little strange to me. But I don't know how I got on that. But anyway, yeah, forgot where we were at. You remember?
I mean, I think we're mainly discussing Michael Penix and his lack of sharpness in the latter part of the game. I think that there's going to be a lot of takes. There's going to be some hot ones, but I think we got to accept some of the unknowns.
Sure.
I don't think we know how good Michael Penix will be.
No.
But I have seen he had some type of killer instinct last season. Maybe it was like, I got nothing to lose, like, let's let it rip. And I haven't seen that per se.
No. And he had that in college, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Gunslinger. And maybe it's because they know they don't want to get beat deep. So they're playing, I've heard a lot of people playing kind of like their safety's back, kind of playing more like, let's keep it in front of us. And he doesn't, touch is not his strong suit.
Yeah.
So like, he flings them, but anyways, I think the jury's still out. I don't think we know yet. I think that he's going to improve a lot over the course of this year. And some of it's going to be fun to watch. Some of it's going to be a little painful to watch.
Hey, that's football, though, I mean, shoot, that Dogs game. It's like,
oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gunner.
No,
yeah, man. It's gonna be a Falcon season.
It's gonna be a Falcon season. I'm fairly certain it's gonna be a Falcon season. But hey, man, I want to go back just to the basics of it. I had a lot of fun watching this team, especially score those first 3 touchdowns. Those were that Bijan 81 yards, like that'll give you a jolt of serotonin.
That's right. Hell yeah, dude.
Slow.
Yeah, he broke like 3 tackles, including one that's like that takes anyone else down. To keep his balance, yeah, he's incredible, man.
Yeah. London big game, needed it. But we're going home with the dub, and I think that this was a game that was really going to tell us a lot about this team. And I think we had a great game plan, down 2 big receivers, and I'm excited about next week. Next week, who we got?
We got the Niners coming off a loss.
Niners coming off a loss. Okay.
We play the Niners hard, though, man.
We do.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, well, if you have made it this far, we appreciate you in this nest. It's all the cozier with you nestled in this nest with us. Like us, subscribe, tell a friend. We're back. We're gonna get our weekly rhythm going. But remember, we're doing what we can here for the Falcons faithful. This is our best, This is our very best. It'll get better, but this is our very best.
I wouldn't say very.
I
It's
think
something.
It's our best.
Something.
It's something?
It's something. We got a whole episode that we recorded that's just sitting there. I'm gonna get it edited, and I think I'm gonna still like post it.
Oh,
Because why not? It only had like 3 takes from the actual game. The rest was like about like Candy and Seinfeld, or I don't know.
hey man, it's free form, but everything is accepted in the nest. But I was stoked. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
Had a great time, man. Always do.
Hell yeah, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to the Falcons. Much love to all the cast of Falcons. Soar off into your worlds until we meet back again in the net.
Peace.